So self-awareness can be life-changing. I want to share 4 ways that you can increase your self-awareness and change your life. The first thing you can do is to create more intentional solitude. Now, this is not just when you happen to be by yourself. It's more so when you are with yourself on purpose. So a lot of times when we find ourselves alone or having some downtime, many people do what? They pick up their phone and they start mindlessly scrolling just to pass the time. That's not what I'm talking about. Intentional, purposeful solitude is more so engaging in things like conscious consumption. So rather than mindlessly scrolling, maybe you pick up a book or you put on a particular podcast that you can learn something from or that is inspiring and motivating to you in some way. Maybe you use your intentional solitude to take a course or to study something that you're really passionate about. You can also spend your solitude in forms of self-care, pampering yourself with, a bubble bath, or you can spend that time in prayer and meditation, doing yoga, or even just taking a nap, right? But again, the difference is that rather than just mindlessly looking for something to pass the time or to distract you until another person comes by or someone calls you. This is when you're purposely making time to be with yourself. And again, thinking of it as, I'm spending time with myself rather than saying I'm spending time by myself could be a little cognitive switch that helps you think about it differently. And one of the things you can do in your moments of solitude is to develop habits of self-reflection. So this is my second strategy for how to become more self-aware. Those things can be as simple and straightforward as journaling. I'm sure you've all heard of journaling, and yeah, it actually works for a lot of people. Again, you have to be self-aware to know that if journaling is the type of self-reflection that works for you. But there are other forms of self-reflection, right? There are even other forms of journaling. So instead of writing in a traditional notebook, maybe you like to journal on your laptop or your tablet, or maybe you like to leave yourself voice notes or make little videos to yourself. Or maybe instead of thinking of it as journaling, maybe you think of it as tracking your goals or writing down your vision and setting steps and making plans for your future. Maybe for your self-reflection practice, you want to buy a workbook or a planner that you can refer back to periodically on a regular basis to just check in with yourself and see where you are emotionally, where you are financially, where you are in terms of your health and that sort of thing. And beyond writing, you can take photos of yourself. You can take selfies or take photos of your physical environment, photos of your travel, photos from your day. Again, with the intention that you're going to have an archive that you can go back to and really understand where you were in your life at that moment. Maybe taking photos or videos that document your mental state or your emotional state. If you're really, really happy about something, maybe leaving yourself a little video message. If you're really feeling sort of down or low at that time, again, speaking to that and keeping it on file so that you can look at the trajectory of your progress and how far you've come. Trust me, this is a game changer. So the third thing I'm recommending is to expose yourself to the new and different. Part of self-awareness is self-discovery. And so giving yourself opportunities to experience new places, experience new people, new things, new music, new forms of dance, and just culture, so many variations and ways to expose yourself to the new and different can really show you and help you discover new things that you like, new things that you become passionate about and want to be curious about. Or it can help you to clarify and confirm things you already sort of don't like or things that you already know you like, but just reaffirming that and giving you more nuance and richness and texture in terms of, well, I know I like tacos, but I didn't know that I really, really like fish tacos, right? Very basic example, I know, but I think you get the point. And I think you learn so much about a person by the way they approach new experiences. And that includes yourself. You can learn so much more about yourself by the way you show up to various new experiences. So engaging in a new experience, for example, can reveal whether or not this is a naturally curious person who seeks to be a lifelong learner, or whether or not this is someone who already thinks they know everything and who's really closed off to seeing anything new or different. And engaging in new and different things can actually help us better understand our triggers, our wounds, our biases, where we have prejudices, things that we still need to unlearn or work on or continue to heal within ourselves. And so this fourth strategy for developing better self-awareness is a big one. And so it's last, but I have a lot to unpack in this. And that is to surround yourself with good mirrors. Keep in mind that not all feedback is good feedback. So to be clear, when I say surround yourself with good mirrors, I mean surround yourself with good people who can show you the truth of who you are in a very loving, caring way. And so some people are not good at giving feedback because it's just not their lane. It's not their area of expertise. Other people are not great at giving feedback, even if they know and have a lot of wisdom and insight and knowledge about something. Their tone of voice, their delivery can sometimes just be off. And maybe they don't know how to articulate what they know in terms of their own life experiences. Even though they have that knowledge and insight, it's not always easy to translate that and explain it to other people. So you want to look for people in your life and try to surround yourself in your life with people who can give good feedback, and be very careful and discerning about who you ask for feedback. So just because you have a friend who's not great at giving feedback doesn't mean they can't be your friend. You just have to be clear that they're not going to be the friend you go to for advice or to help you understand and process experiences that you're trying to sort out for yourself. So you definitely want to be discerning about who you solicit feedback from. One, do they have experience and knowledge in that area? But two, do they have the capacity to deliver the information, to deliver the insight and the feedback in a way that's actually helpful for me? Now, another thing in terms of surrounding yourself with good mirrors, and I want you to listen closely, okay, is to avoid people who are actually jealous of you, people who are actually interested in sabotaging you in some way. So even if someone has all the experience in the world and they can mask and put on a nice demeanor and a friendly voice or tone, doesn't mean they have your best interest at heart. And so for this, you have to trust your intuition. You have to trust your spidey senses. If you get a whiff of negativity, if you get a hint of jealousy, or if you get a hint of passive aggressive, subtly trying to discourage you, that's not someone you should be getting feedback from, and it might be someone you don't need to associate with at all. So be aware of subtle forms of negativity or gaslighting or passive aggressive behavior, and also pay attention to how you feel after you receive feedback from someone. So if you feel encouraged, if you feel motivated, if you feel like you get more clarity or you get a better sense of direction after talking to someone or asking them for feedback, those are good signs. Those are green flags. But if you solicit feedback from someone, or if you share an idea, or you share a vision or a goal that you have with someone, and you feel discouraged, you feel more confused, you feel uncertain or insecure or anxious after talking to them, that's a huge red flag. Now, this is not the same as only seeking yes people who tell you exactly what you want to hear, because those are also not good mirrors. You want to be able to trust that this person is telling you the truth, and you can judge that and discern that based on what they've told you in the past. Again, they might deliver things you don't want to hear or things that are uncomfortable, but if they do it in a way that still feels helpful, that still feels like they're trying to build you up and not subtly trying to gaslight you or plant seeds of doubt and insecurity in you, it's a fine line. But you have the intuitive capabilities, you have the gut knowing, and you have your subconscious has probably already clocked the people who are not the best mirrors and the people that you actually can trust. But I'll also share one more tip for discerning people that might be good at giving feedback is look at how they receive feedback. Look at that person's relationship to feedback in general. Are they someone who listens to other people? Are they someone who continues to try to learn and grow and develop themselves as people? That could be an indication that this might be someone, because they have a good relationship to feedback in general, they might also be helpful to me when I need feedback from them. So if you liked this video and you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit the like button. And I highly recommend watching one of these videos that are popping up on the screen right now. And I'll see you in the next one. Much love.